right, everybody, I am back with a brand new movie review. And today I am reviewing none other than George Miller's Mad Max Fury Road. And this is the fourth installment in the Mad Max series. And this movie almost got released, I think it was about 10 years ago. And tonight I will be seeing the new Mad Max saga movie called Furiosa. And so it's a Mad Max saga, and I will be reviewing that movie as soon as I get back. And that review will be up by probably 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So look for that review. Now, this film stars Tom Hardy as none other than Mad Max. But I wouldn't call this movie a Mad Max film. It is a film set in that universe that happens to have Mad Max in it. The actual star of the film is Charlize Theron, who does play Furiosa. And at the beginning of this movie, and from what I've read, I tried to find the timeline on this, and I don't know how this all fits in, but supposedly this movie takes place before the previous three movies, that this was earlier in the whole apocalypse. But don't know for sure. I'm sure today's movie is going to definitely give us more backstory on all of that. But Tom Hardy, he is interesting. He's kidnapped at the beginning of this movie, and he is taken to this sanctuary where there's some crime lord basically who controls all of the people and basically uses women for some disgusting things. Number one, to grow his family. He ends up being the father of anybody who is born in this kingdom. He uses the women as his personal mates. And you have Furiosa, a female who, at the beginning of this movie, she has taken his choice females, and she is trying to liberate them. And she's actually trying to find her home, which she calls the Green Place. Now, during this film, we hear about the bullet farm and also the fuel farm, I believe they call it, and we are expected to see those in the new movie. You don't actually see them in this film, but you do have representatives from those communities come in and help try to stop her. This movie is one of the most intense movies I have ever seen, and George Miller has a weird mind, I will tell you that. You've got people playing electric guitars on the back of vehicles with fire coming out of the stem. You've got people hanging on poles that swing back and forth. You got people spitting into engines to get them to go faster. You've got some crazy vehicles. This is out of the mind of somebody who's got a very interesting mind. And I find this movie to be thoroughly entertaining. This is a movie where you just got to turn off your brain, you go, you watch it, and you have fun. And I got to tell you, this movie is a whole heck of a lot of fun. I actually watched it twice this past week, and I love it. I saw it numerous times in theaters when it came out about 10 years ago, and I own it on Blu-ray, which I'm going to be upgrading to 4K. And I got to tell you, I had a blast watching it 2 nights in a row, and I am eagerly awaiting the new film. Now, like I said before, this film is not really, it's a film that happened to have Mad Max in it, and you've got Charlize Theron, who is the main character, but they do complement each other quite well, and the new movie is going to tell her backstory. But it's going to be interesting to see if they ever bring Tom Hardy back. George Miller said that the new movie, he actually had the Furiosa story written prior to actually even making Fury Road because he wanted to give Charlize Theron backstory on her character and that there were going to be 2 movies total. The first one comes out, and then they've got to move fast on another one because this guy's not getting old. If I'm not mistaken, he's nearing 80 years old, if I'm not mistaken. So don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what I heard. So what I love about this movie is the visuals. The town where the main antagonist comes from, where he controls all the people. You've got green crops. He controls the water. You've got this whole weird ecosystem going on. And just the thought of these vehicles, going out through the wasteland and doing their different activities, it's quite fascinating to see how they communicate and all these different factions. And I'm eagerly awaiting to see this world get expanded. And that's what we're going to see with the new film as well. So this film stands on its own, though. the visuals are stunning, and I am afraid that the new movie, the trailers make it look like it has too much CGI. But I got to tell you, I paid very close attention to Fury Road, and I would say 95% of it was practical effects and not a whole lot of CGI. I have a feeling that the new movie is going to kind of flip that, and I'll be able to talk more about that later after I have seen it. But out of 5 stars, I don't give 5 stars to a movie very often, but I'm giving Fury Road 5 stars. It hits on all cylinders, and it's got great music. It's got great visuals. The acting, you're going to laugh quite a bit. It's really fun to go back and watch this movie and really pay attention to all of the little nuances with all the characters and how everything is set up. It's pretty ingenious. And George Miller, like I said, he's got an interesting mind on him. So if you haven't seen Mad Max Fury Road, definitely check it out because it's something to behold. It really is. All right, guys, so there's my review on Mad Max Fury Road. I will be looking at Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. That will be releasing later this week, but I do have a chance to see it tonight, and I will have that review up early tomorrow. If by some chance it's not that movie, I will let you guys know, but I'm pretty sure that's what I'm seeing tonight. All right, guys, we will see you on the next review.